this here. Wait, that's the wrong one. That's this one here is like we don't know how the man, this is pretty nicely done, but the thing with this is I wonder if somebody has like the base and then they just slap it on top and then they do all of this like the maps, but we don't know about the one base where that drops. So for example, this might not drop bone helmets anymore and it could be the one bases instead. So it's hard to say. Yeah, doesn't include. Yeah, pretty good. This is well done. Good job, Volcano. Wait, we can get steel if steel rings drop in Lair. That's pretty bog. That is actually really bog. And then we get opals in sunken gardens. Oh, there isn't many good maps to get opals. Yeah, this is well done. Yep. Need basically need the non. Wait, where is it? Need the version where we don't have. Yeah, we have it there here actually. Yeah. This version just doesn't have the things. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, the issue with this is that this is most likely not going to be entirely accurate. Also, it's are all of the map flipping? No. I mean canyon. So we don't necessarily know about the canyon. Will canyon be able to drop both crystal belts and the steel rings, for example? But yeah, this is a really once this gets updated to the new one base, then this is gonna be really good. But yeah, it really actually let's just do the 3.8 bases. Then I want the non-base. Well, these are much better to use than my paint shit. The bases and base. Okay, and then we can just save that and then open proper one. Now that's and then we can go back to paint. Right, so here we have this, right? I have a good feeling about cells. Cells is in a really good spot. Just have to hope that the leak mechanic it doesn't suck for it. Then I mean Volcano is in a good spot as well for flip-flopping. Actually, Volcano is in an insanely good spot for flip-flopping. I need to fucking make notes for myself. Insane maps for flip-flopping. D8 Volcano. Cells. Wharf is shit. Arcade is shit. Or flip. I'm talking about flip-flopping now. Oh, where's Lair again? Lair. Oh yeah, Lair is T11. Lair is insane. Underground C is actually insane as well. This is a really good spot to flip-flop because it's connected to 4 different maps. So you could like have all of like the influence all of here, so get here, and then you make sure that you don't even have to make sure that this stays influenced, and then this and this, Buddha Stronghold in Coral Ruins, and boom, done. Yeah, City Square, you're right. That's the 5, right? Glacier is actually as well. Glacier is in a good spot. Ghetto is in a good spot. Channel is a good spot. Channel is in a really good spot to flip-flop if you make the base into this side. Because then you can put Stronghold into Cage and it basically secures these two. Beach is good if you come from the top. So I'm gonna include Beach. Yeah, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. That's a big ass base you have to have if you wanted to do that. Because doing beach from the bottom is not a good idea. It's doable, but it's not as good as from the top. Okay, I'm gonna have these as in brackets that I need some explaining to do for. I mean, sure, it's actually really fucking insane, but I'm gonna talk like kind of like the meta maps that are in good spots. Arcade is absolute dog shit. Also, absolute doggo shit flip flop. I have to use Stronghold. Arcade. Jungle Valley. But yeah, making a Stronghold into Arcade where you can't kill the boss is gonna be feel bad, man. Yeah, you have to do it here. Always is really bad to flip flop as well, because you can't do it from this corner. And you can't really do it from here because Jungle Valley gets taken into Elder Influence too often. So it's not a good map for that. Grotto is good. It's not absolute god tier, but it's good. Oh yeah, did I include Volcano? Yes, I did. Okay, let's look at the T1s, right? So Pier is shit. Nobody wants to run it anyways. You can you can't really flip flop that, no. But it doesn't require a Stronghold to do. It's easy to do with Stronghold though. I mean, it's basically all T1s. because of the T3 connects the T2s, so all of the T1s. Okay, T2s. Mesa is bad, Excavation is bad. Awash is bad. Armory is doable but bad. Sulfurance is pretty bad. Yeah, all of the low tier maps. Desert Ashen, Ivory Strand. Strand is pretty bad as well. Because you would have to get a stronghold in Jungle Valley. And you need to make sure that the Ivory Temple stays in Elder Influence. Which means this gets taken away of them because you have 2 maps attacking it. These are really bad. I'm not talking about the map itself being good, I'm talking about the potential for flip-flopping Elder and Shaper influence between the two. Grotto is fine if you come from the top, because then you have 1 Elder influence against 2 Shaper here. Actually, Grotto is really bad. Because Thicket connects to Residence. Yeah, that's not good. And this doesn't have enough. Yeah, this Grotto is actually really bad for flip-flopping too, because if one of you have to have one of these and one of them fucks the other up, you're just like I mean, Arsenal is good. Arsenal is good. Arsenal isn't really good if you want to do it. Underground Sea is really good. You know what's a bit annoying? The tier is literally on top of the map, so I'm not even sure if this is actually all correct. I kind of want to have my own image right next to it, just in case. Like I need to kind of like double check that they are correct, because I know we double checked ours. Yeah, looks like fine so far. Oh yeah, Toxic Super is absolute in God tier as well. Toxic Super is good because you can, it's connected to 4 maps. So you can, if you get the base influence in the top, like red, you have 2 maps down here. Actually, it's 5 maps. Dude, Toxic Super is really good. You can come to it in so many different angles. The only issue with Toxic Super for influence flip-flopping is that it's hard to secure the influence properly. The way people want to, they want to have like the whole corner, right? And then like so that it doesn't quote unquote ever collapse, but that doesn't really, you know, make sure that never happens. Cells was good. Estuary is good. Yeah, Estuary is a really good map. Yeah, Estuary is actually one of the best maps if you want to do flip-flop strats, because you get the whole base here. That's enough maps. It's basically secured. You have one here and there. So the chance the Elder goes from this to both is very low. Burial Chambers is really good as well, actually. I should make a video explaining all the different ways to do Burial Chamber next league and get a 15,000 views. Isn't that a good idea? Sorry, 15 million views. Because you can have the base here. This is enough. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is enough. I mean, you can even have it here. And even then, there's 2 maps connecting to it. So, Burial Chambers is a really good map to flip-flop. You have enough maps here to make the base. You slap a stronghold here to keep Peninsula and the Spider Air, you know, so that they very easily go back to Shaper influence if they go back to Elder. You can also put another one into Geod if you want to. That's another map, you know, for Peninsula. And it keeps Haunted Mansion side and Factory side from spreading in check. Oh god, in fact, oh my god. Stronghold, have a Burial Chambers and have a Estuary. No T5s and your T6 maps are Estuary and you can run it with Influence too. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty fucking good. How about... I mean, Atoll is good map too if you want to run Atoll. Atoll is really easy to do because it's 4 maps again. 2 different sides. Scriptorium is pretty goddamn nice. Connected to 5 maps. Right, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 maps and they're in different sides. I guess I should have Scriptorium. Somebody wants to have it. Dunes is an absolute horrible map to flip-flop. This is in a really bad spot. Because it's only connected to 2, and the 2 that are connected to it are connected to each other with 1 extra map only. So that's really bad. Really, really bad. Oh, Crater is also really good. I didn't even notice. Crater is really good as well. Might be a bit rough to have the main blob down here. It's doable, but yeah. Burial Chamber is better for that, but you can have it here as well. Basically, make your main, like, you have to have desert, right? And then you make, like, somewhere here. The issue with doing that is, like, the base is like 5. And you kind of want 6 or 7. Anything else here that I missed? Moon Temple is not horrible, but it's not exactly great either. If you get the main blob down here, you might occasionally have to run Laboratory when Shaper comes back and takes both at the same time, but Shaper taking the map in the same role, like if you run this from Elder Influence to Shaper, the adjacent, like, you know, Elder Influence map very rarely goes to Shaper. So if you have the Elder here, it's very unlikely that both of these go to Shaper, so I would include Moon Temple as a good map as well. Any idea what your league's starting as? No. Base pool is fine, not great, but it'll work. All of these. Oh, Lava Lake is actually really good. But usually if people were to run Lava Lake, they would probably put Stronghold in there because they don't kill the boss anyways. But that's a really good map for flip-flop. Because 2 maps here connecting the 2 other side, and the only map difference is Organ Ruin, and it's like 3 maps. Like that's fine. That is fine. Okay, let's start moving into the reds, I guess. None of these are like really maps that you would want to farm. They're kind of bad as well. Yeah, all of these are kind of bad for flip-flop. So if you wanted to farm opals, small formation is a good map. Probably your best bet, actually. Have you predicted where the new mod drop? I'm assuming it's gonna be dropping either in top like bone helmet spot here or bone helmet spot here. Because right now we have 2 bone helmet spots while we have 2 different belts. Like we have the amulets and rings, we have the boots, the gloves, then helm. I'm assuming it's gonna be one of these sides. Okay, so malformation, your best bet for opals. I mean, okay, Gardens works too. It's just a complete dogshit map to run, but it works if you want those. If you wanted to specifically get opals. If you wanted Elder / Shaper opals, then malformation is your best bet. Steel rings obviously there. I'm a bit sad that Crimson Temple is not for the steel ring drops. Lava Lake would be fine if it was connected to one more map. I think that's pretty much it for. I guess I should include what are some good maps that are really bad to run with flip flop. Dunes. Dunes is other. I'm inside for Primordial Pool. Some good maps with bad flippity floppity armory. Armory. I guess I'm gonna include Greater as well. I mean, no, Greater is good if you do it properly from the top. If you do it influence here, Greater is good. Oh yeah, always is absolute dog shit. If you want to do the influence. So is Methon Excavation, but they aren't exactly the most run like maps that people run. Glacier is Glacier was fine. Any maps that people really want to run, but are like, yo guys, tell me maps that people really want to run for whatever reason, and I check the place for them. You can even just say the map you want to run, and I'll give it a 1 out. I'll give it a, you know, from scale 1 to 10 rating. 1 being you basically have to stronghold it. Boreal Chambers is a solid 10. Volcano is Volcano is I'd say Volcano is like a 8.5 out of 10, because actually wait, give me 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. No, you would have to, I think you do this 1 2 3 5. One, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. I'm gonna say Volcano is a solid 8, sorry. It's in a good spot for the actual, like, you know, in terms of the amount of maps you have. But its biggest problem is having a base of Elder Influence without risking spawning Elder in the map. Because it's a T8 map, right? So if you get the influence here, you risk that the influence grows too much, and is as Volcano being T8 and the base of influence being a low tier map, the risk of getting it here is high. Same from here. So if you really wanted to minimax your Volcano, you would actually have the base of influence in the red maps. And for that, it's like 1, 2, you have to save, have to make sure this is safe. So you'd have to have coral runes as well. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So what you, if you wanted to really minimax Volcano farm with Shaper Elder influence flip flop, you'd probably spawn Elder somewhere here, and then make sure that you have enough maps like Elder influence that when Elder goes away, you can keep doing the flip flop from somewhere here or from somewhere here, and then you just let it like spawn again. So if you, it's really hard to do without actually paying attention to your Atlas. Either that or you don't secure the corner. That's your other option, and that's doable as well. And for that, you would do this. You would go for your main influence would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you would have the influence in like the Wild Bazaar, Underground River Academy, and shit like this. All you have to make sure that Arachnic Nest doesn't get taken away. So you have to secure Waterways, you have to secure Promenade, you have to secure Bazaar. And all of these 3 maps need to be secured +1 from that. So Wild, Underground River, Academy, and Iceberg, like minimum. If you don't do that, then there's a risk that you get an unlucky chain and you would like Academy takes Promenade, Promenade takes Arachnic Nest, and it breaks it. So you can't you have to pay attention and occasionally maybe do something, and you run the risk of the Elder spawning in. What else? Boreal Volcano, then we have Toxic Super. Toxic Super is a T10 here, right? Toxic Super is kind of in the same situation as a Volcano, because it's in the middle here, right? So if you can't really secure the influence blob down here, right? For the same reason, you risk Elder spawning there. Though, if you don't mind killing Elder Guardians every now and then, or occasionally Elder, it might not ruin your day. But if you really wanted to get it done, you would actually get the blob into the red maps. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the good thing is you don't have to have precinct, right? Because Belfry is securing tower already a bit. So ideally you would have precinct as well. So if you want to do Toxic Super properly, I think you need to get the main blob into the reds. The other option is getting the main blob in like just like down here. It's really hard to, oh fuck, Cells and Chateau. Okay, so Chateau is a big yikes at keeping the Elder influence here, because Chateau can just break Cells immediately, right? I mean, you could just try to have it like somewhere lingering around like here, but you're better off doing it from here if you really wanted to. I'd say it's like I mean, connection wise it's a 10 out of 10, but location wise it's like 5, so I'd say it's like maybe like 7. I'd say 7 out of 10. There's 2 lava lakes, 14 and 10. What quadrant is the other one? Defile Colosseum. Also, this is fucked up. The tiering is fucked up, by the way. That's a T13. Breezing this T13. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll give you the correct ones because I'm pretty sure I have it done properly here. The lava lake is the T14. The T10 is lava chamber. This is lava chamber. This is actually lava chamber. This is T13. Wait, you can see that. You know what? Fuck. Okay, we're good. That's correct. Oh, hey, Wakanding. Good job, by the way. It's a pretty clean. Pretty clean. If we ignore those. I think everything else so far has been correct, though. Yo, what was I talking about? I was talking about something... What were other maps? Oh yeah, City Square. City Square is a solid... I'd say City Square is a solid... okay, the place it is on your atlas, like the location, is nice. Because you could have the blob somewhere like lingering here, and it will basically guarantee it there, but since it's only 3 maps, and those 2 are connecting to marshes, it takes a bit away from it. Like, it's not the best, but if you're talking about the securing the corner, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have to secure that. So it's not a bad map, and then you put a stronghold into Chateau, which then makes sure that Bone Crypt, even if it occasionally goes to Elder, will probably get taken back. Same for Lighthouse. So I'd say it's like, because of the stronghold position here, big, like helping Bone Crypt and Lighthouse, I'd say it's I'd go with 8, I think. I'd say 8. Yeah. Was there something? Who said? What was after that? Underground Sea. Underground Sea is a really good spot. Underground Sea. Okay, so main blob is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. With yeah, Underground Sea is 9.5. Maybe even a 10 for flip flop. When set up properly, it should like never break. I'd say it's gonna break once in 100 maps when you set it up properly. And you can have a stronghold in Coral Ruins to keep both Temple and Pit. So that if Elder takes one of them, they'll get back. Yep, I'm gonna say this is a solid 9.5, 10. Why not stronghold adjacent to the map you want to flop? That doesn't work. For flip-flop. Shaper strongholds can take a random Elder influence map over influence out, but let's say that all of these maps, Temple, Underground Sea, Arsenal, or Elder influenced, and Maze 2, and this is Shaper influenced, if I run this Underground Sea, where the only Shaper influence that's touching it is the Pit that is a stronghold, it will go blank influence. It doesn't work. How are you gonna do? Thank you, sir. Let me just yoink that. Save image as space. And then just open it again. Nice. I'd personally like to have, I mean, I can just do this myself, right? I personally like to make the differentiation of the quadrants, even if it doesn't include the item bases, because this helps it make clear on what maps you can corrupt into another and treat one. Has to be a no. We're not making a straight line. That's good enough. Right. So what I'm talking about is currently in the game, if this was the Atlas we'd had in, you could not be able to corrupt Belfry into a precinct. You can do the treat one, but because they're in a different quadrant, the corruption doesn't work. That also means that Shrine cannot be going to Crystal or like that. Shaper Stronghold can't take back Elder and turn into Shaper Influence. Only the Shaper Influence can. Yeah. Yes, when you're doing the flip-flop, that doesn't work. But Shaper Influence, for some fucking reason, can take Elder Influence away if you don't do anything to it. Go figure. Okay, what was the next map after Underground Sea? I have to scroll up so much whenever I do this. Underground. Wait, there's Lair. I need to list this. I need to type this list for myself. We want to take Lair. Underground River. City Square was talked. Sea was talked. Flooded. Toxic was talked. Okay. Lair is. Lair is. Okay, if you have the main blob in the reds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you need to pay attention to this map, and this map, and this map. So from from this corner here, if you wanted to do that as your blob, I'd say maybe a 7. Just because it's there's so many maps that you kind of have to keep an eye on because they can break it. But even then, like as long as one of these, as long as Crystal or Shipyard stays Elder Influence, you're gonna be somewhat fine. Yeah, I think it's like a 7. From that position, if you straight just come down from If you come down from here, where you just have, there's so many different ways you can do it. I would personally recommend doing the reds because if Elder spawns, there's a like the chance the Elder spawns in like the higher tiers is so much higher, and that actually makes it easier to do the flip flop. But obviously, Elder eventually goes away, so if you're doing like hundreds and hundreds of maps, it might not be the best idea. Okay, this looks like you can kind of lock down the influence though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think if you wanted to do Lair, you might want to put Stronghold in Volcano, which also means that you can farm Volcano as a Stronghold. Because that completely cuts the spread of influence into this area. And then the other Stronghold has to go probably, ideally in Crimson for Crystal Ore and Shipyard. We don't need to, but ideally we'd have it there. And then you'd have the main blob like somewhere here. And whenever the blob goes too far, like down here or down here, you can cut it very easily by doing, you can do one underground sea, you can do one residence, and it's easy to keep in check if that ever comes to be an issue. I'd say there's so many different possibilities with that, and you can combine it with other maps if you want to run. But if your goal for Lair is to just get div cards, I would say Stronghold it, personally, instead of flip-flop. Because that completely removes any kind of issue you might have it with ever. So I would personally recommend Lair as a Stronghold. Because the boss is kinda right? The fact the boss is whatever it is, I'd recommend it as Stronghold, but it's not a terrible map for flip-flop. I think it's overall, it's probably like 6 maybe. Yeah. Okay, somebody wanted to hear Underground River. Does somebody actually run Underground River? Place it for it though. Reconnecting maps. Shore and Bazaar. Too close. The issue with that is that you need to make sure, if you come from here, you need to make sure Arachnic Nest and Shore will always be Elder influenced. And Arachnic Nest is connected to 3 other maps, which means any of them being Shaper influenced can fuck it up. Shore is connected to another 3, and any of them can fuck it up. So going from here doesn't sound too good. If you wanted to do Underground River, honestly, I think your best bet is to have the main blob in the reds. And then whenever it goes too far here, you run Crystal Ore. If it goes too far here, you run Malformation. That's probably not going to be an issue, but in case that happens. And then you put a Stronghold in Shore. Because Shore is connected to Dungeon, which hits Underground River, and Bazaar, which hits Underground River. And then as long as I get... fuck, actually. Stronghold here might fuck up that, and that fucks up that, so that's not good. Yeah, okay, don't do Stronghold here. Do Stronghold in... If you want to do Stronghold, do it in Vault. Just check your Bazaar. Yeah, and that's it. Even that though, that hits Arachnic Nest, which goes to Promenade. But it's not as big of a deal because you have the other side. It's not the greatest spot, but having the influence here is fine because if if Elder spawns, he spawns on reds, which means it won't fuck up your stuff, and it actually makes so that the next like 20 maps it's never actually gonna go anywhere. Somebody can link the Vokunding, the Imgur link. Vokunding, sorry. That's this. I'd say it's on par, basic, probably with Lair, so I'd say it's like a 6. Next up, we have Flooded Mine. Mausoleum, which both hit Curse Crypt and Arachnic Tomb. Oh god, that's bad. Whoever wanted to do Flooded Mine, do it as a stronghold. Yo, Wakandan, can you post the Imgur link again? Mookie Fuki wanted it. Yeah, Flooded Mine is bad. Very bad. Because if you have the okay, let's say that you have main blob here, so it's only 4 maps, maybe 5, maybe 6. Okay, if you have relic chambers as Shaper Influence, right? It can take either Curse Crypt or Arachnic Tomb, and either of those can take Mausoleum, and then you lose it. So it's also really bad from the other side for the same reason. So you have relic chamber as influence. You have, you know, flip-flopping this. If this has to be Shaper, right? This has to be Shaper and this Elder, or vice versa. And because there's only one map between them from 2 different sides even, it's really volatile. Yeah, that's a really bad map for flip-flop. I would not recommend. Any other maps? I'd say that's a 1. 1 being make a stronghold or suffer the consequences of trying to flip-flop. Any other maps? Before I call it a day and go to sleep. Did you get City Square? Yeah, I did. I think I gave it some around like a 7. It's like it's a decent map. You get a good enough main blob here. You slap a stronghold into Chateau, so it hits both Bone Crypt and Lighthouse. Which means that there's basically never gonna be a case where both Lighthouse and Bone Crypt are gonna be Elder Influence. You can also do it from the other side. You can do it from this side and put a stronghold in the marshes, which means both Channel and Lighthouse are being hit. But I would recommend it from this side, of course. And even if Channel loses its influence, there's also a chance to just have it here, right? Yeah, I think it's like you have to sometimes probably have to run Channel again when it goes into Shaper Influence, because it's only 3 maps, right? Ideally, you would have 4 or 5. But it's a good map. It's in a good position for it. It's not like Underground Sea, which is a god tier map, or I think Boreals. Boreals is also a god tier flip flop map. And there was something else too. Ghetto is really good. Cells is really good. It's not the greatest, but it's okay. Oh wait, Plateau? Plateau was first. Plateau is fine if you make the main influence into red tiers. It's not the greatest because it's in an annoying tier where it's hard to get like a secured influence that will never need any kind of maintenance, but it's not bad. It's probably like around like Lair. Tiny bit better than Lair, I'd say. but not great. Because you could have the. I mean, that needs Volcano. If you want to do Plateau, you get influence into like. There's your influence, and this is your connecting map. Maybe even Lair, and then you flip flop it from this side. That's like 1, 2, 3. I mean, this isn't mandatory. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably wanna have. Actually, no. You need to have Atoll as well. Otherwise, it can fuck this up. I mean, in that case, if I mean, no, it's 2 different sizes, so not necessary. I'd say it's like a. I think it's like a 6 or 7 somewhere. No, it's not as good. It's like 5. I'd say like 5 or 6. Somebody asked, oh, Caldera? Caldera is a T11, right? Yeah. Caldera is basically the same as Plateau and Lair. So somewhere between 5 and a 6.5 or something like that. You basically do the same as you do for Plateau. Except you have to include this. That has to be... Okay, ideally you need this then too, actually. And you need that. Okay, no, and Caldera is actually looking bad. Shit. There's so many maps that can break the plateau. And if you go from Crystal Ore, no, Caldera is horrible. Holy fuck! It only has 2 connecting maps, and both of the connecting maps can get killed from so many different. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 different sides. Yeah, Caldera is in a really rough spot if you wanna. Caldera is a stronghold. It's a stronghold Caldera, honestly. Yeah, Caldera is like a 1 or 2 maximum. I would not recommend trying to flip flop for Caldera. Crystal Ore connects to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crystal Ore is. Oh, did I say? Oh no, sorry, 4 ways because yeah. You're right. Flip flopping Crystal Ore is actually good though. It's really easy to do. That's 2 Elder Influence maps against 3 Shaper Influence. Or vice versa. You can also do from this side. Like just having. Oh yeah, that looks way better actually. Just having like Lava Lake, Crimson Temple. You have to have Shipyard because Crimson. Well, you don't have to, but ideally. But you have a Carcass. Carcass is like a safe map. This will like never die. That gets never taken away from you. And even in that way, it's like a base. If you have killed Uber Elder, sorry Shaper, you can have Phoenix as an Elder influence too. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 5 as a base. As long as Crimson Temple doesn't die, so basically keep an eye on the Shipyard, you're good. Crystal Ore is like a nice. I'd say it's a nice 8 for flip flop. Power? is Tower is a decent map for flip flop. It's definite. I would never recommend running it as a flip flop though, because the boss is just, you never want to kill the boss, right? Because it takes fucking a half a year to do, so might as well just go stronghold to never ever worry about the influence breaking. So yeah, same for Belfry. Even though Belfry is actually a good map to flip flop from this side, all you need to do is secure precinct, and securing precinct isn't hard because it's only against Summit, and Summit is super easy to secure, and Plaza is just Wall, Pyramid, and Moon Temple and Gardens. So you get here, and then Belfry is super easy. Same goes for precinct actually. For precinct, if you wanted to do precinct for some reason, you just secure Belfry from this side, right? So you'd have a tower, wasteland, toxic sewer. That's it. Yeah, I've seen all the leaks. Shav cards, dude. Danny, if you want to farm shavs, do cells. Cells is a 9.5, maybe even. You have four connecting maps, and all of those four are like nowhere close to each other. Obviously, tower is, if you wanna farm the Chavi cards from tower, yeah, it's fine. But cells needs like a specific build to not suck, I suppose. It's not good for every build. Scriptorium is actually a good spot too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps. 5 maps. Dunes and Primordial Pool are horrible to flip flop, but that means that Stronghold in Palace makes Primordial and Pool and Dunes like god tier maps for the Shaper influence. And then you can like come here, it doesn't matter. You can come from here, it doesn't matter. You can even have the base in red maps and have a stronghold in factory, and it's touching Atoll and Sepulture. Dunes is a 0. Dune is 1. Do not attempt Elder Shaper influence ping-ponging Dunes. 2 connections. Both of those maps that are connected to Dunes are connected by 1 map. So that means you can't have both. This is the same as something like Flooded Mine, right? Except slightly, I would say it's even slightly worse. Dunes, well, same goes for Primary Pool. Both are just shit. Don't. If you do this, you kind of want to stronghold it. If you're like mainly prioritizing farming that map. Do you have anything else before I go sleep? I can take a map or 2. Oh yeah, Estuary. I can just say Estuary is a 10. Estuary is a solid 10. Stronghold into Sepulture is hitting both Factory and Conservatory, and you have the base here. That's a 10. The chances of breaking Estuary with this Elder Main here, like you will like never lose Lookout influence. So Elder plop somewhere here. Doesn't have to include all of these maps even. Stronghold in the Sepulture, and this will probably break once in 200 maps, if even that. I mean, you can get an unlucky streak, obviously. Estuary is a god tier for that. Haunted Mansion is... Haunted Mansion is also good. There's your main. You can even include that. And then you have Stronghold in Factory. The most run map will be T4. I mean, this league it was a T2, no? Let me see if I can find anything. Shore? If Shore was its in glory, Shore would be really fucking good. Like real good. Oops. Did I talk about beach? Did I talk about beach? Did somebody ask beach? I don't think anybody asked beach. Beach is kinda in an awkward spot. If you try to do beach from this side, like here, it's in a slightly awkward spot because waste pool can hit race course, and you only have one map from that side. But if you come from here, then you have. I mean, the issue still is waste pool, so you have to always make sure that waste pool is elder influenced if you come from there, right? So that's kind of yikes. So it's a bit weird. Like you ideally would do this for beach, and then you just pray that when Lighthouse takes Marshes at some point, that you notice it and you take it back. Or the other option is going all the way from here, right? This. And then, as long as Waste Pool doesn't go Elder Influence, you're good. And I mean, even if it does, it doesn't necessarily break it. But if it goes Elder Influence and then it goes to Race Course, then you will end up having a blank beach. But then again, you have Chateau randomly taking Lighthouse too, so not necessarily. It's a weird spot. There's a lot of potential for the influence to break from so many different ways, but it's okay. Having a ley line, a somewhat safe map is good. I don't know how to rate it. I'd say it's probably like 5, maybe? One more. Let's find one more map to rate. Is there any red map anyone wants to farm? That is in Tower, Belfield Precinct, because we talked about those, or Lair, Caldera, or Crystal, because we talked about those two. Core. Where is Core? I don't remember where it is. Somewhere red. Oh, there. If you want to farm Core, your base is gonna be Guardians. I think your base influence is gonna be like Forge plus Lair or Forge plus Minotaur, and then obviously Canyon, Lava Lake, and then you have to keep an eye on Lava Lake so that it doesn't lose influence. But I'd say that's a stronghold. That's probably a stronghold. You can kill the mini bosses with stronghold, right? And they still drop div cards without actually killing clearing the map, right? So I'd say Core is fine. Yeah, Core is actually fine. Yeah, Core for flip flop though, no, I don't think you want to flip flop that. You just stronghold. Yeah. Also, the good thing about Core is, well, yeah, the Shav card and Taste of a Head card. Yeah, it's a high tier map. So, I mean, it's a high tier enough that it's basically guaranteed that whenever you get a master mission, it's gonna be red tier. I have a feeling that if we're running T11s, it can give us a yellow tier master mission. And for that, you would have to do the shape plus 5 tiers to T15, which means you can't roll the map. So that's why I have a feeling that if we want to make sure that we always get red tier missions, we need to run like T13 plus probably. Or at least 12. Minimum 12, I think. But I think the issue with the master missions is that you have to kill boss for that. So I have a feeling that stronghold farming is gonna be a lot less useful for people who actually want to get the master missions. How is Toxic Sewer? I have a feeling we already talked about Toxic Sewer. It's a decent map. I'm probably gonna highlight me raiding all of the maps for the influence and whatnot. So it should probably be there. But I think Toxic Sewer is decent, yeah. You can do it in so many ways. You can do it from reds. You can do it from like here somewhat. It's not a like a. If you want to like make sure that you always run it properly, like the flip flop, then you have to go from reds. Because then if Elder spawns randomly, it doesn't fuck you up. But yeah, you really wanna be able to kill the map boss for the. If you wanna get the master missions. Because it's a map completion, and map completion needs the boss kill. That's actually a really good nerf to the meta of. I mean, not even a nerf. That's already the case for the strongholds. Even if you do strongholds right now, you don't get the random Atlas objectives, minus the dailies. But sure that now we're getting more of them as the object, like the. Well, they're not objectives, but they're the daily missions, right? Well, not the daily, but the accumulating missions. Yeah. Where do you find this screenshot? I'll give you the thing. There you go. But yeah. I think this is pretty much all I wanted to cover. I need to go sleep. Because I want to have a short stream tomorrow before I take off. Yeah. Atlas looking good. Some really bad maps and some really fucking good maps. I feel like they're really trying to cater to a lot of the community who just wanna bang like early, like easy maps, looking at city score, looking at boreal chambers with like super speed. And you look at. Here's my quick notes I did. I didn't really do them much, but some really bad. Oh, I guess Caldera was shit. Don't do it. Don't flip flop. I didn't type everything up, but yeah, Moon Temple is actually really good, which I didn't really talk about now. But Moon Temple is really good. I think everything else I kind of went over. Ghetto is really good if you wanted to do it. Arsenal is good. All of them are basically good for the same reasons. You have multiple maps connecting, and then the connected maps either don't connect to the other connecting maps, or it's really close to a corner where you can safely make the influence or something like that. Or if the map is low enough so that you can have the Elder influence on the maps above it, so that if Elder spawns, it doesn't matter at all. You need to keep mapping. And when Elder eventually despawns, it doesn't matter because you have a high enough like an Elder Influence blob that you're just like, okay, you despawn, you keep mapping, and then he maybe like respawns at some point, and you don't really give a fuck. Because when Elder despawns from your Atlas, it doesn't remove all influence. It only removes the maps where the Guardians are, and then the connecting maps, like the maps that are... I'll just use the paint quick to show this. So let's say we have Elder in here, Guardian, 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 Guardian. Then we have influence here. Like that. And then we have influence like that. If Elder despawns, so these maps get taken out, the bigger blob of influence will stay. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of this will be gone, but this will stay. So that's why if you want to run a map that is somewhere between these tiers, you ideally want to have the main blob in the high tiers, because if they spawn and then it gets away, you still have the influence around. Yeah. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow.